welcome back to Loopy Mabel Vintage Style Crochet. My name is Jane and in today's video I'm going to show you how to make the very lovely popcorn stitch flower motif. You can make it in one colour or you can vary it up with different yarns. I've added this one to my latest PDF pattern, the Cobblestone Market Tote, and I've added a pin to the back of this one so it can be removed and also worn as a brooch. You can add them to your other crochet projects and it's absolutely brilliant for using up all your leftover yarns. You can use any yarn and any hook. Really simple to make, and I'm going to show you how to do it in this video. So if you want to crochet along with me, why not grab some yarn and a hook and we'll crochet along together. So in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to do the very gorgeous and quite stylish popcorn flower. I've got two samples here, one in the solid colour, then I've done a variation with 3 colours in this one, so it just gives you an idea of what they look like. In this tutorial I'm going to use three shades, and I'm going to be using a lovely navy blue, a grey and a pink, and I'm using Drops Lima yarn and a 5mm crochet hook, purely for ease for you to see on the screen. But the beauty of making this flower is you can use any of your scrap yarns that you've got left over from other projects, and you can use any crochet hook. So obviously the bigger the hook, the bigger the popcorn flower is going to be. And you can stop at row 2, or you could continue on and do lots more rows. So it is quite an easy, repetitive project to do, and so pretty at the end of it. So this tutorial is going to be in UK terms, so if you're watching from the US you'll be working using single crochets and double crochets. So we're going to start off with our slip knot, so you just make slip knot whichever way you're comfortable with, and we're going to chain 2, and we're going to work down into that very first chain, and we're going to do 8 double crochets. So go down to the first chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through. That's our first double crochet, so we need to do 7 more, it back into that same very first stitch. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, and I'm going to slip stitch to the top of our first double crochet. So if you're unsure which one it is, if you just count back along the top with your stitches, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so it's that one there. So we're just going to insert our hook into the top of that first double crochet, yarn over, pull through and slip stitch through, and that's completed your first row. So you can continue on with the same colour or you can change colour here, but I'm going to continue on for another row to do the popcorns in the grey. So to start off we need to chain 3, which will act as our first treble, and down into that very first space we're going to do 4 more trebles. So yarn over, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that will be 5 if you count the first 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to take our hook out of that loop, pick up the top of the 3 chain, 1, 2, 3, insert your hook into the top of that 3 chain, then reinsert your hook back into that loop, and we're just going to pull through to form your first popcorn and secure with a chain 1, and that's your first popcorn. So we'll go down into the next one, so you find your next stitch, we're going down into the top of that stitch, and we're going to do 5 trebles into that stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Take out your hook, insert your hook into the first treble, and now if you're not sure where your treble is, just count back. There's your stitches along the top, those V stitches along the top, so just count back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there it is. Insert your hook into that stitch, reinsert your hook there and pull through and finish with a chain 1, and there is your second popcorn stitch. So we'll go into the next one and we'll do exactly the same into the next stitch and do 5 more trebles. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take out our hook, count back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, insert our hook into the top of that stitch, insert your hook back into that loop and just pull through and finish with a chain, and there's your third popcorn. So we're going to work our way all the way around the remaining stitches, so you should have 8 popcorns at the end. So if you want to pause the video, and I shall see you somewhere around about here, and I'll show you how to finish off this row. So hopefully you've got round to this point okay, and I've got 7 popcorns, so I'd need to make 1 more. So I've got one last stitch there, as you can see. So I'm just going to work my very last set of 5 trebles into that stitch. Insert our hook into the first treble, reinsert your hook and pull through and finish with a chain. So we've come to the end of this row, and all we need to do now is to secure this row, close this row off, and if you just turn your work slightly, you'll see when you first started there was your 3 chain there. So we're just going to insert our hook under that 3 chain like bar, call it like a bar there. So just insert the hook in there and slip stitch, and that closes off your first round. So because I'm going to change colour here, so I'm just going to cut my yarn and pull that to tighten. It's so cute this size. You could finish here and use them as embellishments on bags and other projects, but we're going to continue on. So I'm going to now pick up the pink yarn, and I'm just going to insert my yarn into any of these chain spaces. So I'm just going to attach my yarn there I like to tie my yarn and secure it with a knot, like so. And insert your hook and pull through, and I'm ready to continue on. So if you're not changing your colour and you're going to continue on with your same yarn, let me just find where I finished off. So there, that's where we finished off, and you'll notice there's like a bar there. So into there's a space the right and the space on the left of your 3 chain that you started off the round with. You're going to go into the space on the left and make your first popcorn stitch into that space, and then work around and finish off with your final popcorn into that space on the right of the bar. That's if you're staying with the same colour, but because I've changed colours and I've inserted my yarn somewhere else, you don't need to worry about that. So we're going to chain 3 and back down into that space, do 4 more trebles, don't forget when you do your first popcorn it will consist of the chain 3 because it's going to act as your first treble and 4 trebles, but for all your other popcorns around the row it will be 5 trebles. So there's my 5 trebles. I've got my chain 3 counting as the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take out your hook, insert it into the top of your chain 3. If you're not sure where it is, like I said before, count back 1, 2, 3, 4. There's your 3 chains. We're going to go into the top of that chain. Insert your hook back into that loop. Oops. And pull through. Chain 1, and for this round we're going to go back down into that same space and do another one, and we're going to do 2 popcorns all the way around into the spaces. So we're going to end up with 16 popcorns for round 2. So I'm going to go right back down, so you may have to just move your popcorn over so you can get back down, and just go back down to that space and do 5 more trebles. So 1 more. Can get a little bit tight in there. Take out your hook, count back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, insert your hook and pull through and finish with a chain. So now we have 2 popcorn petals, shall we call them, into that space. So then we're going to move around into the next chain space and do 2 more, and we're going to work all the way around. So if you want to pause the video and work all the way around to somewhere around about here, and I'll see you there and I'll show you how to close this round. So hopefully you've got round to this point okay. I've got 1 more popcorn to fit into this space here, so I'll just do my chain 1 and 1 last popcorn. Can get a little bit tight in there. One more treble. Insert our hook and pull through. Chain 1 to complete. So you should now have 16 popcorns, so double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, because you've done double from the first round. So we finished there with our last popcorn, and all we do is just turn our work, find that chain 3 that we started off with, like a bar, just insert your hook underneath that bar and finish with a slip stitch. And that's round 2. So you can finish here. Makes a pretty size with 2 rounds. And there's the other sample there with the 3 rounds, just to give you an idea. So I'm going to continue on and do one more round, because I'm going to I am actually making this to go as a brooch on a dress I've got. So I'm going to finish off here. So cut my yarn and pull through to secure. Now, as I said, if you're continuing on with the same colour, you have this bar at the beginning where you did your chain 3, so you're going to do your first popcorn in there, then continue round doing 2 popcorns in all the chain spaces all the way around until you get back to here, and you finish off with your final popcorn in that space there, and that's how you finish off if you're not changing colour. But I'm going to now go on to like a navy blue. I'm just going to attach my yarn in any of the spaces, doesn't matter where. And tie with a knot. And insert my hook, pull the yarn through, and I'm ready to start with my chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. And don't forget that acts as your first treble, so we're going to do 4 more trebles. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to insert our hook into the top of the chain 3. Now don't forget, if you can't remember where that is, you count back from your stitches, the V stitches. Hope you can see it in this yarn, like V stitches on the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's our top of our chain 3. Insert our hook, then reinsert your hook back into that loop and pull through and secure it with chain 1. And we're going to go back down into this space and do another popcorn. And like I said, it's a really simple repetitive stitch. So once you get the hang of the first couple of popcorns, you should be whizzing round your rows. It's probably not the best colour to show you on screen. I hope you can see it okay. And there we go, there's our 2. So we're going to continue round doing 2 into every chain space around. So we should have, when you get back round here, you should be coming up to 32 of your popcorn petals. So if you want to work 2 popcorns into every space, and I shall see you somewhere round about here. So hopefully you've got round to this 3rd round okay. I've got 1 more set of popcorns to put into this last space. So I'm just going to quickly finish it off. Gets a little bit tight as you get round. Find if you bend bend your petals over, you can get in easier. They don't get in the way. And last one. One more. Into the chain one, and we're just going to find that 3 chain bar that we started with, insert our hook underneath that bar like so, and slip stitch closed. And I'm just going to cut my yarn here because I'm just going to do 3 rows for this particular project. Secure the yarn, and there we go. I'm loving those colour combinations. I've got a dress it's going to go perfect for, and obviously you can continue round more colours if you like, or you can finish here. So there's a difference in plain. That was done on a 4mm hook. This one obviously with 3 shades done on a 5mm hook. So that is the popcorn flower stitch, and this is just using the one colour. So both pretty in their own ways, but I'm loving this combination. So the popcorn flower stitch that we made in this tutorial, I just wanted to show you what I had in mind for it. This dress I've got, I wanted to wear in the winter, not just in the summer, but because it's only got short sleeves, I'm going to wear a long sleeve top underneath in pink. And that's why I picked out the pink in the flower there. So I thought the pink would complement the top I'm going to wear underneath, and I'm going to wear this dress over my jeans. So that's now going to be one of my winter outfits, and I just think it just sets off the dress lovely. So that's just an idea of what you can do with your popcorn stitch flower. So I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so. Please don't forget to hit the notification bell, and then you'll be kept up to date with all the videos as I bring them out. If you've got any questions on anything with crochet related, please let me know in the comments box below, and I will get back to you, and I'll try and help you if I can. But until the meantime, please take care and happy crochet!